Welcome to Hensler Field in Mukwonago and Level 2 of the WIAA playoffs for a 1 versus 4 Division I matchup of Classic 8 rivals as Arrowhead visits Mukwonago. Glad to have you with us on this Friday evening along with my partner, the Hall of Fame coach, Dan Brunner. I'm Patrick Reed. You know, Dan, Level 1 lends itself to some of those lopsided results. Well, Level 2 tonight features some familiarity for both of these teams.
Oh, yeah. You got Mukwonago and Arrowhead facing each other. The second time around, it's not the same as it was the first time.
Not the same as it was the first time, but for Mukwonago, the same as it was for Jacob Young. A two-way stud, has that size, can do it all for Mukwonago.
Yeah, Jake Young, number 79, as you mentioned, Patrick, he's a two-way stud. He's got everything you need to be an offensive and a defensive lineman. He is big, he is tough, he is rugged. Oh, and by the way, he is smart. He's going to be a treat to watch.
And he will have his hands full tonight with Arrowhead stud Elijah Marpar, one of the finest backs in the state.
Yeah, Elijah Marpar, number 4. I mean, he's worth the price of admission himself. He's in the top 10 in rushing. He's in the top 10 in scoring. He's also a great return man. Elijah Marpar is going to be fun to watch.
Mukwonago pulled away late in a Week 8 victory over Arrowhead. Could have a different look tonight as a 1 versus 4 matchup is on the way from Mukwonago. Well, Dan, kickoff is here. Conditions are a factor. We were on the field before the game. Winds 14 miles an hour, maybe greater. Mukwonago is going to receive. It's going to be something to deal with tonight for both teams.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be something to deal with in their passing game. Fortunately for these two teams, they both have strong running attacks, so we'll see.
Strong leg for Sean Evan. Evan will kick into the wind for Arrowhead. The junior, good for about 60% touchbacks on his kickoffs. He'll have to reset the ball, may need some help from a holder later. Evan to kick. Winstang, Trevor Boucher deep to receive the opening kick of this Level 2 Division I WIAA playoff game between Classic 8 rivals meeting for the second time this season. Evan puts the foot to ball, and he'll send a line drive. It's touched as Boucher comes back to the ball at the 10-yard line. Cuts into a crowd in the middle of the field, and that is where Mukwonago will begin.
Yeah, I couldn't have had a better start for Arrowhead right there. Ball got by everybody on the kickoff, and by the time they recovered it, they're stuck inside the 20.
Special teams will no doubt be a factor in the kicking game. That'll be a storyline as we move through. A storyline for Mukwonago will be different looks at quarterback. Evan Herbig will get the start tonight. He and Grayton Gannon exchanged snaps last week in Mukwonago's win at home over Janesville Craig. 1st and 10 for Herbig. He'll keep. And Herbig with a good start to the game for Mukwonago.
Yeah, Herbig, he's run this offense all year, taking over for the injured Grayton Ganning. You can see right here, version of the midline, cuts inside the block. Great yardage on first down, making 2nd and 2.
Picked up 8 on first down. It's early looks out of the shotgun. It's Adams, who will get to the far sideline, spins around as he gets past the 40-yard line. It is a potent running attack for Mukwonago between Jake Adams and Winstang as we saw Adams pick up the first down.
Yeah, Coach Gnavok said you're looking at clones, and you can watch on the replay here. Not surprising they're going off that left side behind their big all-conference tackle from a year ago, Jake Young.
Pick up a 15 for the senior Adams. Adams this season 2nd in the Classic 8, 1,300-plus yards. With a man in motion coming to the near side, Jake Timmers. Chews up good yards on first down.
Yeah, good containment by Arrowhead. on the pitch, but still managed to pick up 5 yards.
This season, Mukwonago averaging 260 yards on the ground, 60-40 run to pass. What you can expect from them offensively. On second down, stacked up in the middle.
Herbig.
It's Herbig. Herbig will pick up another first down.
Boy, you could not have had a better start for Mukwonago than what we're seeing right here. You see on the replay, read option, pulls it. No containment on the outside that time.
Crosses into Arrowhead territory. Again, this has been a story all season long. Herbig getting the bulk of the work. Grayton Gannon unable to work until level 1. But Herbig's done an excellent job leading this offense. Win Stang has been a big playmaker for Mukwonago. At the 20, he'll cut inside and get into the red zone on the opening drive for Mukwonago.
Yeah, again, it's second head of that two-headed monster with Adams. Emmett Dodd, their third back, basically a blocker, but you see here, just Herbig, just get the ball to your playmaker out in the flat.
A 21-yard pickup for Win Stang. An early red zone chance for Mukwonago. First and 10. Herbig.
He's going to walk in.
He'll get to the corner. Boy, they made it look easy on that opening drive as Evan Herbig finishes off with the touchdown.
Yeah, you'll see on the replay, same play that they ran before. Great faking inside. You can see Herbig here, pulls it, gets a good pin block on the outside by his tight end. That's Zach Pitzel.
Sixth rushing touchdown of this season for Herbig. The left-footed kicker, Sam Sonnenberg, on to tack on the extra point for Mukwonago. He's now knocked through 50 of 51 point-after attempts this season, and Dan, just like that, Mukwonago does what it wants to on the opening drive. They do it all on the ground.
All on the ground. Basically, the only pass they had was just that little swing pass, which basically ended up being just like a pitch. Great start for Herbig.
Let's send it to field level in the third member of our team, John Pearson.
Well, that was quick.
Yeah.
Mukwonago just put it all together there. And one thing you could point to is the year didn't start out great with Grayton Gannon getting hurt back in July, breaking his leg, and then Jake Timbers also got hurt during camp. But it kind of forced this team to spread the wealth because Grayton Gannon's a star player. But that drive just kind of exemplified that they found all kinds of weapons, a lot of guys doing a lot of damage in different ways. And maybe the fact that they were not only able to weather that storm, but thrive throughout the season, maybe that makes Mukwonago more dangerous because more guys know they can do it.
Yeah, you've got two starting quarterbacks on your team right now. One of them, a scholarship kid going to South Dakota State.
John, talking about the storm for Mukwonago, well, Mike Ganevok's team certainly responded, Dan. A 9-1 regular season, 6-1 in the Classic 8s. Their only blemish, a loss to Muskego by 6 points at Muskego.
Yeah, absolutely. Kick got buried deep in the end zone.
So pounded in to set up this first drive for Arrowhead. Arrowhead put 43 on the board last week. Their win over Kenosha Bradford Ruther. Talked about it in the opener, Elijah Marpar. Runs bigger than he is. 5'9", 165 pounds, fifth in the state in rushing yards this season. So he and Arrowhead will take over at the 20-yard line. See if they can produce the kind of drive that Mukwonago did first time. And it's Parr, of course, carrying the mail again. And he'll start it off that way.
Yeah, good start. You know, You get a 5.5 yard run on first down. Again, they're probably a little bit more of a balanced offense than we see with Mukwonago, but no doubt about it, Maripar, he's the key.
It's Maripar again. He's stacked up close to the line to gain. If you're looking at keys for Arrowhead offensively, it's going to be to try to set the tone in this game, and Maripar, the type of player that can do that.
Yeah, you see, he's got that big line out in front of him. Nick Blotnick, honorable mention, All-Conference Player a year ago. Again, they got a lot of choices to run behind on this Arrowhead team.
Size up front. The front five averaging 6'3", 277 pounds.
Wow.
A lot of stars up there for Matt Harris's team.
Yeah, you can see a good, speaking of stars, Mukwonago's tackling machine, Riley Fisher. He's got 120 tackles coming into the game. Number 9 made a big stop there.
Averaging 16 tackles a game over his last 4.
Oh, man.
What a time to show up for Riley Fisher, the junior. 2nd and 8. That was the football touching the 35-yard line of Arrowhead. On their opening drive of this level 2 game, Maripar running into a crowd, running through a crowd, and picking up some good yards through the traffic.
Boy, just like you said, Patrick, I mean, it didn't look like he had much room to run. All of a sudden, it's 3rd and 2.
Undersized, if you want to call it that, but the way he runs tough, runs big, and
yeah,
you see him, and now you're a believer.
And he finishes runs.
Coming off a big game last week, 251 yards, 3 touchdowns against Kenosha Bradford. 3rd and short. This is where Matt Harris points to the work of his offensive line, how good they've been on 3rd down this season. Well, we have a timeout for Arrowhead. Will spend its first on this 3rd down on the opening series of the game.
Arrowhead has put, unlike a lot of teams, they've stacked their defenses. Arrowhead really put the priority in the offensive emphasis. If you want to just say all of their really star players, the majority of them are on offense. So they've given up their share of points, but they just always have that ability to score. So they get in a shootout. A lot of people put their money on them.
Matt Harris thinking much more about what his team needs to do on the defensive side of the ball, has total trust in his offensive group, and that was apparent when we got a chance to talk with him this week. For good reason, averaging 37.7 points per game.
Yeah, Mukwonago, talking to Coach Ganevak, one of their keys is to limit the big plays, make them drive the field. Don't give up those chunk plays.
Charlie Smith and company facing 3rd and 2. Smith will hand off inside. Maripar, will he get to the stick?
No, he's short.
Tried to spin to get that extra yardage. See where the spot is.
Yeah, you see right here. Little push up front, but
4th and 1.
Yeah.
This is a team that rarely punts. When they do, it's their quarterback. I don't think this is a situation where they'll look to quick kick.
No.
They'll put the trust in their group up front. And it's Maripar again over the left side. And it's enough for the 1st down.
Yeah, you had Fisher and Jake Young there, but not till he had already picked up 2 yards. You can see off left tackle. He gets stuck there, but he had already made the yardage to move the chains.
Fisher came right to him, but Marpar had the momentum behind. Arrowhead nearing midfield. A long opening drive.
Let's go. Let's go.
Marpar getting them close to the stick, getting them across midfield. And the train keeps rolling for Elijah Marpar.
Yeah, and you can see on the replay, it all starts with those guys up front getting a push. You see him not being touched till he's 3, 4, 5 yards downfield.
The storyline with Arrowhead is the size of this offensive line, but it combines with the vision that Elijah Marpar has.
Yeah. His coach says it's the best field vision of any back he's ever had.
Smith again, hands off for Marpar. There's a little bit of an opening on the right side, but it's closed quickly.
Yeah, solid tackle by Gage Tower. Coach Knavak said he's really got a nose for the football. Well, he did there.
Sophomore Tower reaching out. 20 tackles for him coming in. Part of the 3-4 defense for Mukwonago. Dan talked about them wanting to limit big plays. Well, Arrowhead's chewing it up a little bit at a time. Here on 2nd and 9. Marpar again, he'll cut back to his left. He'll be wrapped up and brought down by Cole Gerard.
Yeah, Cole Gerard, again, he's coming up from you'll see him coming up from his safety spot. He's a thumper, a downhill player. And again, who else is in on the tackle? Riley Fisher. Oh, he seems to be around the ball.
Well, you mentioned Gerard, the junior safety, coming off a really nice week in Level 1 last week with 7 tackles, had an interception. 3rd and manageable once again for Arrowhead. Inside the Mukwonago 40. Inching forward, Marpar. And he is to the line to gain.
Yeah, Gavin Adams in on that tackle, but again, as we've seen before, they don't punt very often, so this is 4-down territory.
Just shy of that line to gain by a yard. This being the visiting side, we have the sticks on this side. Once again, 4th down. The stands come to life on the Arrowhead side of the field, and Elijah Marpar once again does the job to continue this methodical drive.
Yeah, methodical indeed. Just like a machine. You see here on the replay again, not touched till he's way past the yard marker.
I mean, Dan, this is the first quarter, and he's shown us everything so far that we wanted to see and that we thought we would see.
Yeah, and what a workhorse. I mean, this kind of guy, you can give him the ball 32 times, not even going to phase him.
The other thing, too, when you watch Arrowhead is that the time of possession is a thing for them. They're able to run long drives. Marpar's a big reason why. As he looks off down the sideline, he'll step out of bounds. He is forced out by Brandon Burge. Another 1st down for Arrowhead.
Oh, man. You see on the replay, I mean, it's cliche, but he's the kind of guy that he can make you miss in a phone booth. Whoop. It's like, what? How did I miss him?
Looked off the man, looked right, looked left, went left. Took that big step. First red zone opportunity for Arrowhead. Trying to respond to Mukwonago's quick early strike. Task is easy right now for Charlie Smith, but Marpar is brought down in the backfield. Ben Rail. It's been an outstanding defensive presence for Mukwonago this season.
Yeah, you'll see on this, I mean, he just got stacked. Looked like he's going to bounce to the outside, but Rail, outside linebacker, makes the play.
And it was Jacob Young who got into the middle as well, so able to get in the way of Marpar. Use that size, get through the offensive line. Not sure we're done talking about Jacob Young just yet. Second and long situation for Arrowhead as Smith will look left and he'll throw it well out of the reach of Dom Burklaw. If you're wondering about the passing attack of Arrowhead this season, they average 154 yards a game, 18 touchdowns in the air. And the senior Charlie Smith has been a player that's really impressed Matt Harris, but they haven't had to rely on the pass on this drive at all.
No, not on this drive. And over the course of the year, really, all receivers are, again, like clones of each other. They can throw to all of them. They're all capable.
He's got 3 to the far side, no tight ends in this set on 3rd and 11. As Parr will chew up a little bit of yardage, get just
Jake
past
Young.
the stick. Yep. Of the original spot on this series.
Yeah, you see Jake Young just off the block, eats him up. And again, this is the first series that they started out behind the chains. Not very often does that happen to Arrowhead.
Another 4th down chance. They're certainly within field goal range of Sean Evan, but Arrowhead trying to respond to the opening salvo from Mukwonago.
Yeah,
they'll have to spend a
timeout. Yep.
This is a second timeout for Arrowhead on this series.
Yeah, it just shows you the importance they're putting on this.
See head coach Matt Harris walking back in towards his sideline.
And you have co-offensive coordinators. You got Kyle Burlingame, who shares that with Brad Linares.
Again, a lot of trust put into that unit. Matt Harris really talking about the job those coaches have done this season. It's been excellent to get them to this point. 7-3 overall, 5-2 in the Classic 8.
Yeah, Matt has assembled a great staff. Just great young former players. Got a number of Hall of Fame coaches on his staff.
One Hall of Famer to others. Well, there's a lot of tradition at Arrowhead. Right now, looking at this moment, 4th and 9. Ball spotted at the 14-yard line. It's been a lot of Elijah Parr. Smith looks right, cutting through, getting the first down, and just shy of the goal line. Another 4th down pickup.
Yeah, Colin, nice pocket throw, great protection, hits Colin Argue.
Let's go!
Puts him in a great position.
And if you're Charlie Smith, you can take your pick with your receiving core.
Yeah, and they're going to end the quarter on this. We had 2 drives this quarter.
Final seconds tick away. It will be 1st and goal for Arrowhead when we begin the second quarter. What a start here in Mukwonago, level 2 of Division 1 of the WIAA playoffs. Mukwonago scoring on his first drive, but Arrowhead might have an answer next. First and goal from the 2-yard line for Arrowhead on a series that began at the 9:08 mark of the opening quarter. Along with our fine Wisconsin Sports Stream crew in Mukwonago, Dan Brunner and John Pearson, I'm Patrick Reed. It's been a lot of number 4. Can he get it to the house? Yes, he can. Touchdown, Arrowhead. Finishing the drive that he was such a part of, Elijah Marpar, his 27th touchdown of the season.
Yeah, not a surprise off that left side. Great blocking up front. Matthew Lotz, their tight end.
Arrowhead able to use the 2 tight end sets, use it well, and use it to block for number 4. Sean Evan for the extra points. 7-7 our score here at the outset of the second quarter.
Yeah, again, right off that left side. Great block by their tight end, Matthew Lotz.
Let's send it to the sideline and to John Pearson.
Well, we're actually in the end zone this time. I'm trying to show some versatility. And yeah, you might not think there was a lot of versatility in that drive, time after time going to Elijah Marpar, but absolutely took over that part of things. And even to symbolize it, even on that 4th and 9 play, 4 guys went with him on that play, even though they really didn't even make much of a fake there. Now, Coach Harris said the couple problems with Elijah is he's so quiet and so humble as he tries to sell himself on the recruiting trail. Coach Harris can't get him to post anything about his visits or let people know about where he's going here. The quietness and the shyness off the field does not carry over to the fact that he'll lower his shoulder, but he does need to market himself a little bit when they see how small he is, that he's got to show he can stand up.
And John, that's what Matt Harris says about him when he's around his teammates, when he's with the group, is that he's somebody that doesn't say a lot, doesn't have to lead that way, but they have total belief in his abilities.
Yeah, you know, college recruiters see his film. His actions speak a lot louder than his words, so he'll be fine.
Michael, the Mukwonago side of things, it was a quick 6-play drive that led to their opening touchdown. Finished off by Evan Herbig. Inside handoff into a crowd of bodies. Brady Bashaw getting in on the tackle.
Yeah, speaking of Brady Bashaw, his coach said he dropped 40 pounds and came in, you know, I don't want to say a lean machine, but a leaner machine.
Talked about the size of the offensive front for Arrowhead. The defensive front is there as well between Bashaw, Terrell Thomas, the basketball player, Herbig into open space on the right side. Scramble near the 30-yard line, but Mukwonago keep the football, and they will have the first down.
Lost a few yards, but most importantly, kept the ball after that fumble.
It will be a storyline, Dan, and it will be interesting to see when Grayton Gannon gets his first reps. Evan Herbig has been perfectly in control, though, so far as he works from the shotgun and to his left to the hands of Jake Adams. Adams spins and picks up a couple extra yards.
Yeah, you're right, Patrick. It will be, you know, the one thing that Coach Ganevak emphasized, we'll see the quick swing pass here, same thing that they ran on their first drive. But one thing he emphasizes that what he likes about his team, nobody seems to care about who does anything well. Nobody cares who gets the credit as long as they get the W.
Third catch this season for Adams. He's piled up big yards on the ground. It's staying in the backfield, and it's Herbig with the ball to the right side. It's to the line of scrimmage, and a big hit put on there.
Yeah, good read option again. They've had success. But this time, Arrowhead was up to the task. Gets a little too deep in the backfield, gets pushed back by Tom Curry.
Wildcat power! Wildcat, Wildcat, Wildcat! Gonna get power read, let's go!
3rd and 4 at the 37-yard line.
Run it back, run it back!
Stang keeps moving.
Oh,
And it looks like he has moved enough.
yep, he got it.
Maybe a measurement here. Oh, they'll bring the chains across. Up and over the 40-yard line for Win Stang.
Yeah, again, they were in the Wildcat formation where he took the direct snap. And you can just see Stang, good leg drive, would not be denied.
Stang, a nice performance against Arrowhead in the first meeting this season between these teams. 147 yards, 23 touches. Herbig rolling forward, just over the 45-yard line.
Yeah, nothing fancy. You just running read option right, read option left.
Second down and 6.
He's been in control so far. He was asked to go to the air quite a bit last week, 12 of 14, 157 yards. With the score and 1 pick against Janesville Craig. Adams flipped a little bit from behind, but able to pick up a few extra yards with Thomas getting the hand on him.
Ball's on the 40-yard line. 3rd and 5.
It was just a pitch. Arrowhead did a nice job. Again, Tom Curry got a piece of him and slowed him down.
Oh, you're right, that was Curry. Curry has been all over the place, and that's an interesting story we'll talk more about later. Joining the team relatively late.
Yep.
Baseball is his priority, but has given Matt Harris's team a lift. 3rd and 5. Herbig keeps right side across the 50 and near the 40. He's got the first down and then some.
Boy, you see on the replay, just a great job by her. Pulled it, got blocking up front, got it, was able to get outside the edge. Huge pickup.
Just that little bit of misdirection for Mukwonago with Herbig leading the way. Came in averaging just over 6 yards per carry. Not as quick as the opening series from Mukwonago, but every bit as effective as flags fly on 1st and 10.
Flag on the play. Delay game on the Indians.
So Mukwonago will march back 5 yards. There's our look at referee Rich Fraunheiser. First penalty of the game.
Yeah, and again, you know, starting the series behind the chains now. You know, we'll see. Arrowhead had that happen and capitalized on a 4th down completion. We'll see if they have to break from their normal script here.
Mike Ganabach saying that he wanted his team to get ahead of the chains. Behind here on 1st and 15. Another flag flies, spinning is Adams back to the 40. He'll get knocked back a couple of extra yards there as Will Trouts gets in on the play.
Yeah, we got a flag. I think we had an illegal formation.
Legal procedure, the indication.
5-yard penalty, take it back to the 49-yard line.
So a second penalty in as many plays.
Something dumb is coming now.
Despite the penalty, you saw the good defensive work of Will Trout, the senior safety, who's logged 47 tackles this season.
Trips.
So inching back toward the midfield stripe is Mukwonago, with the clock running in this second quarter. Looking for a second score on as many series. Herbig had a little bit of time. He'll step to the 50 and then gets planted down there by Terrell Thomas Jr.
Yeah, nice play. Terrell Thomas Jr., you see here Herbig drop back. Thought he had an opening to run, but just got leveled by Terrell Thomas Jr.
Well, Thomas, it's the size, 6'3", 250. He's a basketball player, but what you didn't necessarily see there is the footwork. He was able to get to the position quickly. Has been a work in progress, but a very good one at that. 2nd and 20. Couple of penalties. Knocked Mukwonago back. Herbig runs into Craig again. Check that Curry. Thomas Curry's had a nice game.
Yeah, again, go to Lowell once too often here. Arrowhead's doing a nice job. Again, Curry is all over the field.
Matt Harris said this week that tackling was especially poor in the level 1 game, and that was key number 1, tackle. His team has been doing that. It's 3rd and 20. Herbig will keep. Herbig not going to get very far as Trout comes to meet him, and a host of white shirts will drive Herbig back.
Yeah, just didn't want to take the chance on just tossing up. We see here, very conservative call, read option to the left. Herbig unable to pick up hardly anything on that play. They'll punt it away.
Sam Sonnenberg has both the kick and punt duties. See where he goes with his left foot. It'll be end over end, but should be enough to drive back Arrowhead.
Great job, D. Great job. Let's go.
Sam Sonnenberg with his 6th kick inside the 20 this season. So a long but empty drive for Mukwonago. Arrowhead, which orchestrated a long drive for its touchdown.
And you had mentioned, Patrick, the Coach Gnabach said one of the keys is don't play behind the chains, play ahead of the chains. Well, that series killed them because they started out behind the chains.
Dan, it was a 7+ minute drive, and to come up empty.
Yeah, that's not good.
Marpar will start this series. And getting help from his offensive line that time. Marpar running behind Keegan Irvine.
Yeah, you can see how they start to try. Not surprising. Big body on big body, and let Marpar use that excellent field vision he's got. Find where to run.
It's an offensive line that already has a couple of commits to Brett Bielema in Illinois. Joey Oklo, the center. Nick Blotnick will be a long snapper for the Illini. Derek Jensen, tackle on the right side, has some Division I offers already as a sophomore. Legs churn for another first down for Arrowhead.
You look at a replay, every time he runs, he does some kind of a highlight move. Whoop, there he goes. It's like he goes by somebody for another 2-3 yards.
He makes that move, but he keeps the legs
Yes.
moving forward.
Yeah.
Just that little bit of lateral movement. Well, spotted at the 34-yard line. This time Marpar will work to his right, working behind Blotnick. The ball is loose. Mukwonago says they have it. Will look to the bottom of the pile.
You do.
And Mukwonago does.
Well, that's uncharacteristic. We'll see here on the replay, variant. He's holding the ball high and tight. But you can see it just squirted out. I don't know if Riley Fisher was able to get it out of there or not.
Fisher was there.
Gage
So
Tower.
was Rail, yeah, and Tower. So the big names for Mukwonago all around that loose football. They get the job done. And we have our first turnover of the game, and now Mukwonago can pick up where it left off with 2:42 left to go in the quarter. Adams will swim ahead.
Yeah, minimal gain, but again, you're ahead of the chains. That's both these teams, when they stay ahead of the chains, they're tough to stop.
It's been a lot of Jake Adams so far. A team where you have Adams as an option. Of course, you have Win Stang. One of the finest prospects in Wisconsin, but it's Adams who continues to churn ahead.
Yeah, coaches, they both run with bad intentions. You know, we see it right here. He squirts through, comes out of there. Nice game.
Old school, but with a little bit of flair for Jake Adams, the 5'10", 180 senior. Time not a factor yet. Clock ticks to a minute 45 as Adams will push forward on first down. Just leapt right through the middle. And behind the blocking of Nathan Duncan, his center.
Yeah, you'll see right here on the replay, right behind the center. Good push on both sides. You got Nathan Duncan, 71, Corbin Dvorak, Ethan Rassman, Wolf Schnabel, and Jake Young. That's a formidable line.
Duncan has been getting a lot of attention from the Division III level. Some good programs in this state. It's Stang this time, and Stang getting wrapped up around the legs and brought down. Brady Mater on the tackle.
Yeah, we take a look here. You just see the left side of that line. Look at the good push by their tight end, Jason Hoppy.
Both these teams have exceptional blocking tight ends. Clock runs on first and goal. Stang ahead. Stang, does he get across? He will get to the one. Mukwonago will use a timeout with 39.4 seconds left of the second quarter, and Win Stang knocking on the door.
You see Win Stang just rapping on that ball. Probably a foot from the goal line.
And on this drive, Dan, it's been that interior line that has done really good work for Mukwonago.
Yeah, you saw early on Herbig doing a lot of read option, pulling the ball, trying to get outside. Well, they've kind of nixed that, and it's like, let's go right at him right now.
Nathan Duncan, Corbin Dvorak leading the way on that Stang run. And this would be a really good bounce back for Mukwonago after going empty, after punting on a long drive on their last drive, to get the turnover and make something of it, because I don't get the feeling those opportunities are going to happen often in this game.
No, we haven't had many drives. And you got two quality teams here that can pound the ball.
Mukwonago averages 260 yards per game on the ground, 42 touchdowns coming in. They made it 43 on a first quarter score by Evan Herbig. Emmett Dodds in on the play as well. Win Stang will take it on the Wildcats and push forward for the touchdown. Stang finishing the drive.
Yeah, and you can take a look. Look where number 32 is. Number 32, Emmett Dodds, their fullback. He doesn't carry the ball ever. He's a glorified lineman in that backfield.
Dodds helping do the job. Mukwonago making the most of the turnover. Sonnenberg's point after makes it 14-7. Mukwonago getting the ball back with 2:42 to go in the quarter. And a short drive to put it away. Win Stang on the finishing end, his 15th touchdown this season, continuing his good play against Arrowhead this year.
Yeah, you get the feeling with these two teams, it's who makes the least mistakes, because the opportunities are going to be limited. You're going to have limited possessions the second half. You see Stang finishing hard behind Emmett Dodds' block. Again, going right behind Jake Young and Corbin Dvorak over there.
John Pearson, what do you have at field level?
Well, it's an interesting way to look at this team. Win Stang and Jake Adams, they both run the ball exactly the same amount as the other guy, 119 carries each, both those guys. A lot of times when you have that time of dynamic duo, one guy's the quick guy, one guy's the hard-hitting guy, but both those guys just like to run into people. You're not going to push them out of bounds. You're going to know you're going to accept a hit, and that was one when they needed to capitalize on that turnover, and that's just what they did, running it straight down, and especially on a windy night when they're going into the wind, when they know you're going to throw, you're not going to throw the ball, that's the kind of approach that works for you.
The other thing too, John, is that Jake Adams helped finish that drive, helped move some bodies in front of his teammate Win Stang. Sonnenberg set up for potentially a short kick. Kicking into the wind. This won't be an easy handle.
Oh!
Taken to the 50. Wrap up. Matthew Lotz, one of the outstanding tight ends for Arrowhead, getting good yardage on the short kick and good hands as well here for Lotz.
Yeah, very good hands. Scooped it up, and he's got some scoot to him.
Drew Trudell bringing him down. Matt Harris, the way he talked about his tight ends this week, Lotz, one of them, just loves them, picked them off the playground, so to speak. Saw both Matt Lotz and Will Kopatich having a little toss and said, guys, let's try moving you from the offensive line to a tight end position. They don't normally catch many balls, but Lotz showing off good hands there.
Yeah.
Near sideline, stepping out near the line to gain and picking up good yards, Dom Burklaw. Second target of the game for Burklaw.
Yeah, you see Charlie Smith hit him. Boom, good clock management, get him out of bounds. 24 seconds left.
And I say second target as if Arrowhead has gone to the air very often. They have not. But a fumble on the last drive for Arrowhead, and Elijah Marapar, who rarely does that, but has been responsible for getting them to this point. And Smith will overthrow his target. Stop the clock with 18.6 seconds to go.
Yeah, still got a timeout in their back pocket.
We have not talked about Charlie Smith often in this game. But Matt Harris loves the way he throws the ball, that he can hit different spots, that he has good arm talent, as he calls it. We'll see that arm talent on display here is Smith.
Oh,
his second
nice
option hits
grab.
Burklaw in the middle. Wanted to throw right initially. Burklaw was able to get open in the middle.
Yeah, good snag by Burklaw.
9.2 seconds left. Timeout for Arrowhead, the third timeout
It was
of
a
the half.
little behind him, I thought. Watch him snag this. Nice grab.
Put it nice and high for Burklaw.
Certainly got the ability to pick up three here, but we'll see what they decide to do.
You're right, Dan, that is an option with Sean Evan, their junior kicker. 3 field goals this season. He's at a long of 48. And he'll be kicking with the wind at his back if that comes up. But I think if you're Matt Harris and Arrowhead, you want to try to punch this one in, because you'll have the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they're doing here. You can get 2 shots at the end zone. We'll see.
4 wide receiver set. 9.2 seconds on the game clock. Ball spotted at the 19-yard line.
Don't rule out Parr. getting the ball.
Off hands of Argue. Is it caught?
Touchdown!
Andrew Wesky.
Whoa! Watch this replay. I mean, we get a tip. Wow!
Wesky got his hands under the ball. Trudell was behind him, had a good chance to knock the ball away.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Mukwonago was saying to the officials. There's a flag before the try. And we're back up 5 yards. 2.3 seconds left to go in the second quarter. You could feel this coming on that drive.
Yeah, you could. And right before the drive, I was about to say it's just unfortunate that Arrowhead doesn't have enough time to mount its own drive. Well, guess what? They did.
Fifth touchdown catch of the season for Andrew Wesky. Does it with plenty of style in this level 2 game. $14 apiece. As Evan knocks through the point after. One more look. Smith, all of his checks, the tip. Trudell had him covered, thought he knocked the ball away from the hands of Wesky. The official was right on it, had a great look.
Had a great look, exactly.
John Pearson, what do you have?
Well, both teams all half were going with the exact attack we expected. The hard running on the Arrowhead side and the little more diverse attack on Mukwonago's with more guys going at it. And it was all playing along the script. And then all of a sudden a guy who never really probably gets the return kicks blasts one about 25 yards and then a tip off a 95-mile-an-hour fastball where Andrew Wesky just got his hands underneath there. Now Mukwonago has to find and make sure that they don't let a play like that, which they probably think is a kind of a freak play, affect their performance in the second half.
Absolutely.
So we'll see those final seconds run down here. With the squib kick, clock hits zeros in the opening half. Mukwonago and Arrowhead locked in a thriller. 14-14 our score. First half went by in a flash. Second half, gonna have some excitement to come from Mukwonago. Stay with us for that second half of this Level 2 Division I WIAA playoff game. Welcome back to Hensler Field in Mukwonago for the start of the second half of this Level 2 Division I WIAA playoff game. It's a Classic 8 matchup and a classic perhaps brewing so far, Dan.
Yeah. As
Arrowhead and Mukwonago are tied at 14 apiece. And Dan, so far, 7 total offensive series between these two teams. There have been a couple mistakes, but they've made the most of them so far to get us to this point.
Yeah, you know, I can't wait for the second half.
Yeah.
If it's anything like the first half, we're in for a treat.
Everything just about even between these two teams, including the score. Evan Herbig has taken this the distance so far for Mukwonago. One of 2 quarterbacks. Herbig has gotten most of the work this season. We have not seen Grayton Gannon yet, and it was Herbig who paid off on this first series.
Yeah, Herbig, great job handling the read option. More outside keeps early on.
A lot of Elijah Maher-Parr for Arrowhead, as to be expected. They've gone to the air when needed with Charlie Smith. Maher-Parr has been the man to finish, and as this set up the first touchdown for Arrowhead, which carried over into the second quarter, you get more of him.
Yeah, you can't get enough of Maher-Parr, and we will see him the second half again.
That capped off a lengthy drive from the first to second quarter. Then our first turnover of the game as Maripar had the ball jarred loose. You see Riley Fisher helping come away with it. Ben Rail had the pickup on the fumble, and then Win Stang took it to the house.
Yeah, and what a way to end the half with the short kick scooped up by their tight end, who's one of the up guys.
Good setup there for Matthew Lotz and Charlie Smith. This tip opportunistically finding the hands of Andrew Wesky, who hauls it in for the touchdown. Take one more look. There's the bump. There's the finish. And the touchdown catch for Wesky just before the gun to bring us to 14-14. Everything just about even statistically so far. First downs, yards, similar between these two teams. Similar styles of play as we expected. Running primarily for both Arrowhead and Mukwonago. That's proven true so far. Arrowhead setting the tone. Mukwonago doing the job at home so far in this level 2 game. Let's send it to field level to the third member of our team, John Pearson.
Well, guys, there's always a lot of stories, a lot of things that people have to deal with during a football season, and the Arrowhead football team had life and death to deal with. Cam Gonring, who is the defensive coordinator, developed COVID about 8 or 9 weeks ago. He actually has been hospitalized and actually on a ventilator for much of that time. Coach Harris told me today that he actually is, they're trying to revive him a bit more in terms of bringing him out of it, and he's about 25% aware whenever they allow him to be awake and alert. But they have started a GoFundMe page a couple of weeks back to help out. You can look that up as you go along here, and also contact Arrowhead to help out. But as these guys try and figure out how to win a football game, he's been on their mind all year long, and you see that it takes 3 or 4 coaches to try and take care of a lot of the things that Cam Gonring did for this team. But the most important thing is that he comes all the way back, and this team can gather around him and show that they care about him as the person rather than winning any football game. So thoughts and prayers, they say that, but the prayers go out to him, and this team is definitely playing for him tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And his brother Brendan and Dan D'Amico have taken the reins of that defense now in place of Cam Gonring, but he's on everybody's mind.
Matt Harris puts the ultimate trust in his coaching staff, surrounds himself with a good team. Part of the atmosphere he has built at Arrowhead. Arrowhead's a proud program, 6-time state champions, last in 2013. This is their 9th straight playoff appearance, not including last season. It would be 10 including last season in the truncated playoffs across the WIAA. Well, the playoff picture including a lot of the Classic 8. 6 of the teams making it into the playoffs between Division I and Division II. Muskego and Sussex Hamilton also taking place tonight. Muskego defeating Classic 8 foe Oconomowoc last week. Kettle Moraine in the Division II side. Wauwatosa West has already been eliminated. 6 teams in one of the best conferences in all of high school football in the state of Wisconsin, and it's delivered a really good one here tonight, Dan.
Oh, man.
Looking back at the regular season meeting, Matt Harris said we ran out of gas, thought we played a good game, liked what we saw on film. Mike Ganevok's team taking care of business the first time, and it's a different look this time.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Arrowhead's a confident squad coming here. They're firing on all cylinders right now. So we're going to see a great second half.
Sam Sonnenberg will kick into the wind. It is a factor in this game, blowing about 15 or more miles per hour here at Hensler Field. The up man takes it. That's Jenke. He spins, lunges forward to the 40-yard line. That is where Arrowhead will begin this first series of the second half.
Check on the play by number 18, Matthew Deering, number 21, Brick Cross.
When they've had to, they've gone to Elijah Maher-Far for these extended drives, long drives, one resulting in a touchdown for him to start the second quarter. Charlie Smith showing off his abilities to close out the quarter to deliver the tying score.
Yeah, this will be the only opportunity this quarter that Arrowhead's going to have that luxury of having the wind to their back.
Right.
So we may see Charlie display his arm a little bit.
100% a factor in this game. The wind blowing from end zone to end zone, left to right as you see it. Marpar getting the opening carry in the second half.
Gain of 4 out to the 44-yard line. Check on a play by number
27
45,
touchdowns
Gage
this
Howard.
season for Elijah Marpar, including his one
Second down and 6
tonight.
for the Warhawks at the 44.
And came in ranked 6th in the state in touchdowns, 5th in the state, at over 1,800 yards on the ground. Big offensive line guides the way. A front five averaging 6'3", 277. And Maher can pick his spots. This time to the left side, spins off the tackle. Maher to the left side. He is dragged down by Cole Gerard, but once again, you see what Maher Parr can do.
I tell you, 9 out of 10 backs are going down on this hit. Boom. He spins off it and picks up another 8.
Cross midfield on the opening set of the quarter. Marpar this time picking the right side. Rail has him wrapped up, and now a host of Mukwonago players will come in his direction.
Another 5-yard pickup, and nobody touches him until he's 5 yards deep down the field. In fact, it's 6 yards.
Arrowhead takes a lot of time off on the play clock, on the game clock. Melts the clock on these long drives. 2nd and 4. Marpar again. Cutting across the 30, Elijah Marpar carrying Arrowhead forward.
Yeah, you can see gaping holes to run through, but I mean he doesn't need much of a hole to get through. He gets all the way into the secondary before Brandon Burge brings him down.
Has brought a little silence over this crowd at Hensler Field. Marpar again. Burge on the tackle to keep him from getting much more than the line to gain.
Boy, he's putting on a clinic. Everybody's getting a piece of somebody, and that's all he needs. They don't have to move him out of the way too far. He's going to find an opening. I think he's taking himself out right now, though, for a play.
He'll do that. Lots will come into the backfield. Shifting from the tight end position. A 4 wide receiver set for Charlie Smith and Arrowhead. See if Lots gets a chance here. It is Lots. Lots through the middle. Lots banging forward.
Well, we already got a picture of what he can do on that kick return.
It's safe to say that that kick return maybe earned Lots this spot.
Exactly.
Tight ends are not a featured part of this Arrowhead offense, but Lots getting some feature work here with Marpar taking a couple of plays off, which is, of course, well-deserved for Elijah Marpar. And with Arrowhead knocking on the door here to start the third quarter, it'll be Lots once again. Lots still churning. Lots goes down inside the 5.
I tell you, for a guy who was kind of earmarked to be an offensive lineman, then a tight end, well, you got a good-looking fullback there.
Lots initially tried to come off the field. Now he will. He was going to be part of the 2 tight end set. Ethan Boxley will take his place, along with Will Kopatich. Burklaw to the near side. Wesky to the far. It was Wesky with the touchdown catch to close out the second quarter. But it's Marpar over the left side. He'll be short of the goal line.
Check on a play by number 8, Gavin Adams.
Couple of plays to recharge for Elijah Maripar.
Riley Fisher. Second and goal from the 2.
As much as you rely on him, you can't rely on him on every single snap.
Yeah.
He's got to be ready for moments like this, and he'll need to be ready for the fourth quarter, it looks like, in this game.
Absolutely.
A lot of high leverage play for Elijah Maripar. He's perfectly capable. He'll get it here. He'll run into the middle and across the goal line for the Arrowhead touchdown. Elijah Maripar with his second TD of the game.
Yeah, you can see, I mean, he sees the crease, he sees the opening, he dives for it. Gets into the end zone.
Just under 4 minutes on the opening drive of the second half. And the score for Elijah Maripar is Evan attempts and tacks on the point after. 21-14 Arrowhead.
Yeah, you can see he doesn't want to take on Young high, so he just dives low into the end zone.
Dan, it is worth noting that at this point of the game, with Arrowhead taking the lead, 21-14, it was 21-21 at this point the last time these teams met in the regular season before Mukwonago ran away with it. We'll talk more about that, but first let's hear from John Pearson.
Well, they probably could have played that drive in black and white. Dan Brunner, old school football right there. But it was like, you know it's coming with Arrowhead. They're going to run it to the same spot over and over. It's such a testament to that offensive line. You may think, well, those aren't the glamour guys, but you got Joey Okla at center, who's already committed to Illinois, and there's a couple of other guys like Derek Jensen, who's a young guy, but he's already getting looks from big-time Division I schools. It is just a testament. They're not doing anything fancy. They're not mixing it up at all. They know what's coming, but those guys are blasting the holes.
Yeah, they are. They're doing all the dirty work up front.
Wind at the back of Evan. We'll pop it into the end zone. So as we talk about the last meeting between these teams, it was Mukwonago with a huge effort in the fourth quarter in a 21-21 game. 3 touchdowns in the final 9:08. If they follow that same script, Mike Ganebach and his team will be awfully happy in moving on to level 3, but they've got some work to do to begin the third quarter.
Yeah, absolutely.
From the 25 off the touchback, Adams has had a good game in his own right.
Yeah, I don't think you're not going to see any panic, but on the flip side, every possession is going to be crucial.
Well, the one thing they've done well so far, take care of the ball. Arrowhead has the only turnover of the game. Mukwonago has taken good care of the football all season long as their offense has mostly stayed on the ground. On second down, though, the front for Arrowhead. Able to push back. When we talk about the size of that group, and it's on display. Once again, you see Thomas Curry a part of the play.
Yeah, you can see the Arrowhead D-line just reestablishes the line of scrimmage. Terrell Thomas Jr. getting a great push up front.
Brady Bouchon, Terrell Thomas Jr., Ty Howard, Jacob Boyd to the front 4 in the 4-3 defense. Herbig, quick throw to his right, hits Boucher. It won't be enough for a first down. Big stick there for Austin Basil.
Oh, he gave it to him. Wow, must have been right on the line. Great stick. He must have had the ball past the 30 before he got hit.
As we see it, the chains are on the near side here at Hensler Field. Boucher doing just enough, despite the good tackle from Basil. Winstang. Tackle made there by Brady Mater.
Matthew Childs.
Yeah, again, we're seeing a lot more off tackle from Mukwonago than we saw the first half. They're not attacking those edges as much.
First series, they're moving the clock. We saw only 7 combined offensive series for these two teams in the first half. Toss comes to Stang. Stang will have the first down. Gets across the 45.
Oh, he got a call. That was a late flag coming in.
It will tack on some yards following this Stang first down run.
I don't know. I didn't see the hold, but
Well, they marched back, yep. Holding against Mukwonago.
again, playing behind
As
the
late
chains
the
now.
flag, Dan, I thought it was going to be a late hit out of bounds there.
Yeah, I didn't see anybody on it at that time.
Yeah. With the game clock right at 5 minutes, that Stang run wiped away. 2nd and 9 at the 31. Dodge the up man, the deep man Stang. Stang will get it and go over that spot that Dodge is trying to lay the block on.
26, Jake Adams on the carry.
So a little bit, perhaps,
That was 5 wins.
to get it to third down.
35-yard line. 3rd and 5.
A 4-yard
for the
pickup.
Indians. On play by number 99, Terrell Thomas Jr.
Watch those quick outs. Quick outs.
3rd and
Quick
5.
outs.
Stang will come out. Jake Adams will return.
Huge play for Mukwonago.
A holding penalty knocked them back following a good pickup from Win Stang. So 3rd and 5. It's Adams. Right side, Adams will get,
Wow.
looks like the line to gain.
And
That
some.
far side, it'll be
Yeah.
a first down and plus some. Yep.
Wow. That was a determined run.
Chased out of bounds by number 24.
It's been the kind of game that Jake Adams has had.
10 for the Indians at their own 49.
He got the edge and he just turned on the Jets.
Not quite at the midfield stripe, but enough for the first down. So Mukwonago able to dig out of a hole following a penalty. And they're back to where they were if the penalty hadn't happened. Adams, the deep man once again. Herbig will keep it. Herbig able to break the tackle. He'll spin. He's still moving. Trout meets him. And here comes the pile as Herbig continues to push it forward. Tough running for Evan Herbig.
Gain is good for another first down.
Just like you said, Patrick, he's not that fast, but you hit the nail on the head. This is just tough running.
36.
Breaks one arm tackle. Trout, one of their best tacklers, gets to him, and he keeps moving his feet up and through Trout.
Wow. Determined run.
It has been all Evan Herbig so far. And you wonder when Mike Ganavok will use Grayton Gannon, if Gannon's even available. Didn't get a lot of work last week. It was mostly Herbig as the pass comes to Boucher, who spins, gets near the 20-yard line. He's still on his feet.
Oh,
And Boucher
man.
will push the pile. And Mukwonago running strong right now.
Nice shot by Herbig here. Nice combo route, gets him out in the open, and Boucher did the rest on his own.
Got a little help from Jake Timmers to keep him in bounds as well. Trevor Boucher coming off a season-high 59 yards and 4 catches against Janesville Craig last week. It's good for just over 12 yards per catch, yards after catch, the factor right there for Boucher. Clock running, nearing 3 minutes to go in the third quarter from the 12. Toss comes to Stang. Stang on the left side gets clipped by Trout at the 5-yard line.
You know, you'll see some backs that they take that pitch and they want to get all the way to the outside. You know, he's such a good back. You look on the replay here. Nope, he makes the one cut and just runs hard.
Double tight again. Power.
2 tight ends in the set for Mukwonago. Timmers on the wing as an option. It's Stang into the middle. Stang spins forward and across for the Mukwonago touchdown. Second touchdown run for Win Stang.
Yeah, he went right off right tackle behind Wolf Schnabel. And just a solid block by their tight end, Zach Pitzel.
And the way these teams block.
Yeah.
A good running, good heads-up play from running backs on both Mukwonago and Arrowhead. Sonnenberg for the extra point. There's movement up front. This will come back. Rich Fronheiser, our referee. It's been a relatively quiet night for both teams in the penalty department, but some of those penalties, which could have been big, have been overcome, especially by Mukwonago on this drive. It's a holding call near midfield, knocked them back, but they overcame that adversity to finish with a touchdown, and now will back up the extra point. Sonnenberg has been outstanding this season, but when you back up, Dan, this is not a gimme.
They're never a gimme anytime.
With the wind coming your way, too.
Yeah.
Herbig calls for it, puts down the placements, and Sonnenberg will drive home the point after with 5 extra yards.
Yeah, kicking game is not an issue with either one of these teams. They both have excellent kickers.
That is going to be no doubt either a safety blanket or something that we'll see a factor later in the game, but a factor right now, Win Stang. Second touchdown of the game, 16th of the season. And a second good game against Arrowhead this year. Mukwonago scoring on the last drive, trying to pick up their 9th consecutive home win. Their last defeat at Hensler Field last October against Muskego.
Yeah, proud program. I mean, it's just great history. All goes back to Keith Hensler. And he started, the field's named after him, but man, was he a great coach.
And when you look at Mukwonago, there were some lean years in the middle of the last decade, but Mike Ganavok has raised the level of this program. They're having one of their best seasons since those mid-aughts, since a state championship in 2004.
Yeah, you know, he had just a great career, short career at Fond du Lac and before he came here, but solid program.
4th season as the head coach, 10 seasons for Mike Ganavok here. He looks on as the wind knocks the ball off the tee. It's going to be at the backs of Mukwonago in the 4th quarter. Arrowhead has moved the ball effectively in the air with the wind at its back. Mukwonago will have that chance if it needs to in the 4th. 2:20 to go in the 3rd. Sonnenberg has it teed up. Picked up by Wesky. Wesky to the near sideline. He'll stumble his way out near the midfield line.
Yeah, short field again for the Warhawks.
Talk about things that aren't gimmies, of course. Short kickoffs, balls that bounce, hard to handle, but the good hands have been a factor for Arrowhead.
Yeah, very good. You know, we're not talking about one individual. We had like 3 different guys handle the ball. Not missing a beat.
Wesky with a touchdown catch in the first half. Picking a ball just before it hit the turf for Maybe just a little bit after. Nobody truly knows but him. So with 2:13 to go in the third quarter, Arrowhead will take its shot from near midfield. Maher Parr will scoot forward for a couple of yards.
Maher Parr on the carry. Tackle on play by number 79, Jacob Young.
It hasn't had to be all him, although that's how the game started.
Yeah.
5 on the play, 2nd and 5 from the Indians, 46.
With a lengthy drive that just over 9 minutes long to result in a score at the start of the second quarter. Been good balance from Arrowhead. A lot of capable players offensively for Matt Harris, who has the ultimate trust in this group to set the tone. Maher Parr with a cut to his right with another cut. Dan making guys miss.
Oh, man. He's fun to watch. He just makes people miss. Again, you see in the replay, he doesn't need much of a crease. And you just always seen people grabbing air when he puts that cut on you.
Makes the cuts, get a little bit of blocking downfield from his wide receivers. Trip Walsh was there to help out that time. So the clock will run at 70 seconds. Maher Parr brings it back right before he's wrestled to the turf by Gavin Adams.
Second on play by number 8, Gavin Adams. Also on the play, number 22, Cole Gerard.
Adams had a nice special teams moment last week with a block kick for a touchdown.
2nd down and 3.
9 tackles in the first meeting against Arrowhead this season. Well, the clock is running for Arrowhead with the wind at their backs. So it is a factor here. See if they can punch it in before the end of the third quarter. Low snap handled by Smith. It's Maher Parr who will spin and go down at the 15-yard line. Clock stops to move the chains on first down inside the red zone.
Yeah, again, it's just a little bit of tricky snap that was handled by Charlie Smith. You don't want to miss an opportunity to get the ball in the hands of number 4.
Arrowhead letting the clock run down to 10 seconds. Again, the wind is at their back. See if this is the point where they take the shot at the end zone. 2 seconds, it continues to run. They'll let it go zeros. And we'll march down to the other end for the start of the fourth quarter. Level 2 of the Division I WIAA State Playoffs. A good one continues here at Hensler Field in Mukwonago. 21 apiece. Fourth quarter coming your way next.
Excited? Yeah. Worried?
Red zone chance for Arrowhead to begin the fourth quarter. Along with John Pearson on the sideline, Dan Brunner with me here in the booth. I'm Patrick Reed. Level 2, Division I, 1 seed Mukwonago, 4 seed Arrowhead. Number 4 in whites has made his impact on this game and continues to. Arrowhead now driving with the wind into their helmets. Mukwonago will have that advantage on its home field in this fourth quarter. Second matchup of the season between these two teams. It was Mukwonago running away with a big fourth quarter in the last one on October 8th in Week 8, 42-21. Matt Harris said his team ran out of gas, and it doesn't look like we're trending in that direction in this Level 2 playoff game. Ball at the 11-yard line. Maher Parr on a broken play. It's wrestled down behind the line of scrimmage. Gavin Adams there to help Ben Rail as well for Mukwonago.
Yeah, you see, you get down here, everything tightens up. Again, good job by Ben Rail. He's always in the mix.
3 tackles for loss for Ben Rail last week. The senior safety has been a dynamic defensive presence for Mukwonago.
Obviously, 2-down territory.
3rd and 8 from the 13. Charlie Smith has Marpar with him in the backfield. He'll look left. Smith, the ball is tipped, and he'll bring up 4th down. Not an easy 4th down coming up for Arrowhead.
Very similar to the situation he had earlier where Charlie Smith completed that pass.
The spot is the 13-yard line. You see the shake of the camera as the stands come to life at Hensler Field. Smith again looking left. He'll throw left in the direction of Dom Burklaw for the touchdown.
Oh, some big 4th down conversions by the Warhawks. Charlie Smith put it right on him on the cut. Reached it past the pylon for the score.
2nd TD toss for Smith. Wesky had the first, Burklaw the second. Both wide receivers making great individual plays to score.
It was 4 down when they brought
The Arrowhead quarterback once again proving his mettle as Evans' extra points is good. 28-21 Arrowhead. And another outstanding play by an Arrowhead wide receiver to find the pylon.
Yeah, Burklaw knew where he had to go when he got there.
5th touchdown catch for Dom Burklaw this season. A really balanced wide receiver core for Arrowhead getting the job done. 20 touchdown catches by the group this year.
Yeah, as in the first game, they both come in here 4th quarter, 21-21. Well, the flip side now is Arrowhead going ahead following that tied 4th quarter situation.
Arrowhead was last beyond level 2 in 2015 when they advanced to the state title game. Lost by 7 to Kimberly. They have that on their minds. Arrowhead with a 4th seed. Mukwonago a 1 seed in their side of the bracket. A quarterfinal date is on the line. The pickup by Adams on the far side. Adams with good yards on the return. Both teams have made the most of their opponents kicking into the wind, have brought good hands in those situations. And again, they're not gimme plays, but both Arrowhead and Mukwonago have made the most of them.
Yeah, both ended up with great starting field position. Now we'll see what Mukwonago can do.
Winstang finished off the last series for Mukwonago, his 2nd touchdown of the game. Adams will start this drive alongside Evan Herbig in the backfield. Herbig will keep.
Go get him, Ty! Go get him.
Hauer is there, and so is Trout. The ball is loose, but Herbig is down, says referee Rich Fronheiser. Ty Hauer able to sniff that out.
Again, trying to attack the edge, but Arrowhead would have nothing of it. Ty Hauer out there. Great speed on their defensive ends with Hauer and Jacob White on the other side.
It's a bit of a changeup in the 4-3 defense to have, of course, the good size in the middle to plug things up, and then have the two in Hauer and Woida on the outside to bring that speed. A lot of rotation on the defensive line for Arrowhead. So you see a lot of different players contribute as spinning forward and picking some yards back up is Jake Adams to bring up third down.
Yeah, good run by Adams. You see right here again off the left side when they need yards. Keeps his feet moving, gives them a manageable third down, 35.
Jacob Young on that left side.
Double tight, double tight, double tight.
3rd and 5 from the 47. Adams again, the lone setback, gets the pitch.
Get off a block!
See if he can spring forward. He does. And he should have enough for the first down. There's a flag on the field, marker down to the 50. And it looks like it'll be against Mukwonago. Block in the back is the call. Another penalty at kind of a critical time for Mukwonago, but they overcame the last time to score a touchdown on the last drive. So here's opportunity. Here is opportunity. Adams will stay in. To the near side, Boucher and Timmers. 2 tight ends set for Mukwonago. 3rd and 12 from the 40-yard line. Herbig, after looking right, is dragged down. There's a flag that comes in as Wojda made a tackle.
I think you're going to see a face mask.
See the reaction there from Wojda. He knew the mistake. Did so well to get to this play after Herbig had to pull it in, but...
Yeah, Wojda just got his finger stuck in that mask.
Disappointing for Wojda.
That's all right, let's go. That's all right, we'll stuff him again.
Now Mukwonago will march forward after Arrowhead thought it had to stop. So Mukwonago gives a penalty, receives a penalty, and now the drive continues.
Here we go. Double tight. Double tight, double tight, double tight.
Two tight ends set once again.
Check,
Timmers in motion.
counter back.
And it's Stang. Stang into the pile. Stang moving the pile.
Yep, moved it a little bit, but not much.
Yep.
Pick up no more than 2.
Thomas at the bottom, so is Craig. For Arrowhead.
We're gonna get. You got trips to the field. 32's out, trips to the field.
Some more wide receiver options
Power read, Dan, power read.
here for Mukwonago.
Power read, power read.
With 3 receivers and Stang in the backfield.
Run it back.
Stang gets it. Stang through the middle once again. Stang across the 30.
Oh,
He's knocked down just before the 20.
shoestring tackle out there. Otherwise, he's in the end zone.
But Dan, as you continue to say, it's that left side that's opening up the hole for Stang.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You take a look at who's over there. And again, Stang gets down there, but we got pretty much a touchdown-saving tackle.
The senior left guard, Corbin Dvorak, helping Stang out on that big run. Another chance inside the red zone for Mukwonago. Out to Boucher. Boucher is tackled. Flag flies in.
Come on. Come on, man.
Player slow to get up for Arrowhead, and back to his feet is Wojda, who had the tackle. Wojda with a tough penalty earlier in this series to keep the Mukwonago drive going.
Block in the back.
So all of a sudden, penalties starting to creep up and be part of the story, Dan.
Yeah, it was such a clean game.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, we're getting a lot of penalties.
Players get tired as the game continues. Sometimes those mistakes happen. So the clock runs, approaching 6:40 to go in the fourth quarter. Ball will be spotted at the 22-yard line. Timmers and Boucher on the far side. Dodds, the up back. Movement. It'll be movement up front against Arrowhead. Just a little bit of a flinch.
Yeah, again,
Yeah.
like you said, Pat, you know, here's another penalty that's factoring into this drive.
On the 17-yard line, first and 8 for the 17.
Trips. They're in that bubble. Watch double pass.
You know, Dan, both coaches have said, stay within yourselves, stay focused, and
Watch screen and go.
we'll see if that message holds here in the fourth quarter with a lot on the line. Adams gets to the 10. You know, it's easy to talk about those types of things in the regular season, but in the postseason, I think mentality maybe starts to get a little different, and maybe you try to do too much. Maybe you have a lapse, and mistakes happen.
Yeah. You're in a good spot here, 2nd and 1.
Ball spotted to the 10.
Power!
Adams over the left side.
He's playing our side.
Falling forward and picking up yards.
Yeah, we see here Duncan again, big 71. He's out there. Jake Young again.
Power.
Even Rassman helping out.
Yep.
Power read. Got it.
On 1st and goal, it's Stang. Stang
On your feet.
is stacked up,
On the 2.
so picks up a couple. Looks like they will stay Wildcat here with Stang. Stang and Adams. Could see Stang hand it off, but he'll take it himself, and he gets tackled. Craig will get him before the goal line, but another yard gained.
Yeah. 2 down territory, obviously.
Check that Curry is able to make the tackle.
And no secrets here.
Thomas Curry
Yep.
has come to play, and he keeps Stang out of the end zone for the moment. There's a timeout. Mike Ganavak will talk things over with 4:13 to go on the clock. His team down 7. While it feels like things are moving in the right direction, while it feels like there's momentum, there's really no chance to take in this situation, Dan.
No. And this is 2 huge downs here. You know, this is for Mukwonago. It keeps them in it because you don't get in here, I don't think you're getting the ball back.
Mukwonago with the wind at its back. Arrowhead keeping them at the 1-yard line, 3rd and 1. This is no doubt 4-down territory. Obviously, you want to keep it clean if you're Mukwonago. Turnovers have not been a factor.
Yeah, this is just going to be mano a mano.
He's going to leave early, too. The running back has every play he's left early.
Expect Stang to go forward, and that's what he does. Stang is stopped and driven back.
Let's go!
No room to run for Win Stang. The big front of Arrowhead doing the job.
Boy, I mean, he gave it all he had, but Arrowhead had a little bit more.
See the guys up front. You see Curry from behind helping push that pile. 4th down and 1. Let a break to talk things over. I don't want to say it was a concern for Matt Harris coming into this week defensively with his team, but Dan, it kind of was the way they played in his mind against Kenosha Bradford last week. But done the job so far.
Oh, great job so far, especially in the goal line here. I mean, they have given up their share of points, but man, they're stiffened up when they needed to, and they need one more down.
Meanwhile, Mukwonago has continued to go back to the well with Stang. The question is, do they change up or do they keep with Stang here?
I mean, this is their best play, but you wonder if Herbig, well, they're going Wildcat, so there is no option. He's running it somewhere.
Stang, touchdown. For all of that effort, it looked easy that time for Win Stang.
Yeah, one hole outside it looked like.
His 3rd touchdown run of the game, trusting the left side and finding success once again.
Yeah, good blocking by Emmett Dodds again. Great job blocking that end.
Dodds has had a great game.
Yes, he has. Huge extra point.
Sonnenberg tacks it on. 28 apiece. Arrowhead to receive the ball with 3:44. Check that to go in the 4th quarter. One more look.
You know, look at Stang. Went a little bit outside. They caved everything down, kicked out with Dodds. He walked in.
Was not easy in the goal line situation for Mukwonago. So let's send it down to John Pearson.
Well, guys, there hasn't been a lot of mystery, but there's also not been a lot of stopping any of those straight-ahead attacks. Yes, Mukwonago's got a system. Arrowhead has a system, but there is a difference. Arrowhead, yeah, they'll jump up and down on a big play, and then they go back and try to analyze the next thing. Mukwonago, whenever they make a big play, it turns into a mosh pit, like back in the days when Dan was going to punk rock concerts. I was a little bit afraid to be down there every time they get a first down. And with Mukwonago, it kind of is symbolized by the fact that they almost look like they'll be punished if they run out of bounds. Young Mr. Boucher's big play a few minutes ago, he could have gone out of bounds at any time. But these guys on the Mukwonago sideline, they just pound on each other, and it does carry over to the field. And now we got 3:44 to find out which style works.
Just watch out for those steel-toed boots, John. That's the thing about those pits. Sonnenberg will kick with the wind at his sails. You would expect, Dan, to see a lot of Elijah Maher-Par on this drive, but of course, Charlie Smith has proven his mettle in this game as well. So Arrowhead does have some options to mix things up and keep Mukwonago on its toes.
Yeah, you know, I guess if that's one thing that Arrowhead has a little bit of an advantage is their versatility. Even though they're a little one-sided with Elijah running the ball, they do have a lot of options throwing the ball.
Elijah, of course, out there behind his quarterback, Charlie Smith. He's put in a good night's work so far, looking for some more. Maher-Par will get it. He'll run over the left side. He'll continue on. Maher-Par with a cut back, and he's brought down by Fisher across midfield. More Elijah Maripar, please,
Yeah.
says Arrowhead.
Yeah, so much for needing to throw the ball. I mean, he just breaks ankles with these moves. It's like, whoop, whoop, here's another guy, whoop. Ooh, a little bobble with the ball, but he secured it.
Sometimes you see guys at this level try to make big cuts, big jukes.
Yeah.
Maripar just a little bit. That's
Little
all he
bit,
needs, and
yeah.
he goes.
Yeah, fun to watch.
Clock runs. Ball spotted at the 49-yard line of Mukwonago. Maripar once again brings a tackler with him.
Yeah, it might be. I mean, if you're Mukwonago, you're looking at this as maybe the last possession of the game.
They have chewed some long possessions. You go back to the way they started the game, carrying over from the 9:08 mark of the first all the way to the second quarter.
They got four. They got four.
Reeled off a nearly 4-minute drive earlier in this half. And with the clock moving, Maripar will get it. He will be tackled. Is stuck well. Getting up out of the bottom of the pile, Ben Rail had the tackle.
Yeah, you can see Ben Rail come shooting off the edge, closing down the line. Nice tackle.
Rail up over 100 tackles this season.
Another four. You're getting a 5 now.
Clock runs. 3rd down and 2.
You got 10. You got 10. You got 10.
Smith directing to his team. Composed as he always is. 5 stack up front for Mukwonago. And a whistle on the snap.
Yeah, they were right at the time mark. Good timeout called by Coach Harris. Saved them that 5 yards.
He does have one more in his back pocket. If you're wondering, overtime rules in the playoffs look like they do in the regular season. They are not the current NCAA rules that have been a subject of controversy over the last week with the Illinois-Penn State game. They are the former NCAA overtime rules. So you will see full series launching from the 25, but Arrowhead would like to take care of this in regulation and move on beyond level 2. They were last there in 2015 in their run to the state championship game.
And now you see Matthew Lotz is going to be a lead blocker in the backfield.
It's Maripar with Lotz leading the way. Maripar with a cut to his right. Maripar, touchdown. Arrowhead goes to its go-to man. Elijah Maripar delivers the lead.
Just when you think you can't see anything different or better out of him, you do. 4th and everything on the line. He makes a couple guys miss, and then he finishes the run.
And you pointed it out, Dan. Of course, you got the push from up front, but helping out Matthew Lotz.
Oh, yeah.
Who has put together a very nice game. Flag before the point after. False start, Arrowhead. Big kick for Sean Evan. Has the leg, but kicks into the wind. High snap. Evan, after the good placement, knocks through the point after.
Knocked it through.
Clutch kick for Sean Evan. Clutch run for Elijah Maripar.
Clutch
all around.
Yeah, clutch all around. Yeah. As well as the snap, the hold, and the kick on the extra point. smells the goal line. Wow.
Carried Trudell with him into the end zone. Elijah Maherpar. His second touchdown run of the night, 28th touchdown of the season. One of the state's top backs has delivered in a top moment.
Boy, you hit that nail on the head, Patrick. One of the state's top. If there's a better back than him, I want to see him.
And again, Dan, something to keep in mind here is Mukwonago will get the ball with the wind at their backs.
Yeah.
They haven't gone to the air often.
And if things hold true to form, they're going to get a short field.
Off the big bounce, carried forward. Not quite to midfield, but a good place for Mukwonago to set up. Gage Tower with the sure hands.
We want Nagy instead of Rick. We want Nagy instead.
1:33 on the game clock. 7 points, the Arrowhead lead. Arrowhead chewing up a lot of those 334 yards on the ground thanks to Elijah Maherpar, but Mukwonago has kept the game on the ground as well offensively. Got a touchdown on their last drive from Win Stang, his third of the game. Adams will start this series in the backfield along with Evan Herbig, who finds himself in a big moment. Finds Boucher. Boucher getting to the sideline. He will be out of bounds.
Move the chains. Clock will stop momentarily. Only got one timeout left, but Herbig did a nice job. Get it out to him. Guys downfield did a better job blocking.
So he's tackled in bounds. Clock rolls. Herbig looks downfield. He's hit as he throws. Good pressure from Ty Howard.
Yeah, lucky to get that off. And then almost a great catch by Boucher. Fake. Under pressure here. Boucher almost came up with it.
Speed from the edge, creating problems. That is what Arrowhead has relied on with both Howard and Woida on the outside. 2nd and 10 from the 47. 71 seconds left in regulation. Boucher on the far side. Herbig looking downfield, pressure coming again. He steps away from it. Herbig to the sideline. Before Curry could make the hit. Third and manageable coming up for Mukwonago.
Herbig, nice job by Herbig, escaping the pocket and making something out of nothing and stopping the clock.
And that's a big growth moment, something he's called on to do with the game on the line. Herbig proving he can stand up in that moment. Third and 4 with the ball on the 41. Herbig again looking to pass. Herbig throws in Boucher's direction, but it comes out of his hands.
Oh, uncharacteristic. Boucher normally very sure-handed. Now they got a huge situation here.
Watch the ball! Watch the ball! Watch the ball!
Good patience once again. That's exactly what you want. I think Boucher may have heard footsteps.
Yeah, he may have. And Herbig was looking deep.
Yep.
Arrowhead, good coverage deep. They're going to burn that last time out.
They just took their last one. Let's go!
So Micah Navok not pleased with how things are unfolding on this drive, the way he reacts to his team, but now kind of time to bring it in and time to set up shop here with the final timeout burned. 58.7 seconds to go in the game. 4th and 4 from the 41.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. They've attacked the flats successfully. I don't expect them to try to go deep. They're going to try to do something to get that first down. and a run is not totally out of the question.
Right. Whether it's Stang, whether it's Adams, it's been Adams on the field, but they've been thinking past the last several plays. Of course, what's at stake? A spot in level 3 in the quarterfinals. A run of 8 straight home wins for Mukwonago. Last home loss coming in October of last year, but Arrowhead has been good on the road the last 2 seasons, 6-3. A Classic 8 matchup perhaps coming down to this.
Need a guy over 2.
Herbig to throw again. Boucher this time with good hands. Tackled in bounds, clock will run once the chains move. So again, putting the trust in Boucher. It's rewarded this time. Clock runs. No timeouts for Mukwonago as Herbig puts it into the turf.
Yeah, no hesitation here as soon as Boucher got open to get him the ball. He was not able to get out of bounds, so clock ran on the movement of the chains, and he had to clock it.
Clocked it from the shotgun as Mukwonago does not work from under center. .3 on the game clock, 35-28 Arrowhead. 4 over 1 so far, but 1 driving with the wind at their backs. 2nd and 10 from the 32. Herbig to Boucher again. Boucher is tackled by Trout. And tackled with the clock moving in bounds. There is time running away from Mukwonago. We approach 30 seconds left. 3rd down and 8. Herbig throws once again. He'll throw to the near side to Timmers, who gets out of bounds and gets the first down to keep it moving.
You know, we haven't heard much from Timmers, but
no.
I mean, this is their big-time receiver. It's been mostly Boucher, but Timmers comes up with a big one in clutch time.
Boucher coming off a big game in level 1 last week. Timmers, a nice game in his own right with a couple of touchdowns against Janesville Craig. Size comes off the field, trips on from Mukwonago. Jason Hoppy part of that group. Mason Rybolt as well on the near side. Herbig will look back right. He'll throw. It's caught. Hoppy able to get to the sideline.
Yeah, minimal gain, but most importantly, stop the clock.
Hoppy typically in the blocking tight end role, getting some work here in a tough situation for Mukwonago, having to rally from down, driving with no timeouts, and Hoppy doing a good job in that moment. 16.9 seconds left. 2nd down from the 18. Fake handoff comes to Timmers. Timmers cutting towards the sideline. Timmers is forced out.
10 seconds left on the 9.
Moina running him to the boundary.
Boy, what a big-time play by Timmers to get to that sideline, get the first down, and stop the clock.
They gotta go for the end zone.
Mater.
We're going to have 2 shots at the end zone probably.
Mater sending him to the sideline. 10 seconds.
You need somebody over 2.
A long 1st and goal coming up. Timeout Arrowhead, their 2nd. Use the timeout because it doesn't look like Arrowhead's going to get another series offensively in regulation.
No. You know, you might say, well, you know, why call the timeout and let Mukwonago get time to regroup? Well, guess what? Arrowhead needs time to regroup.
Yep.
You got to point out everything to look for right here.
So, Dan, this is an interesting drive in that Mukwonago has relied on Winstang in goal line situations. 1st and goal from the 9. That's a lot to ask. It's a lot more room, so more possibilities, but still 1st and goal from the 9.
Yeah, 1st and goal from the 9. And, you know, again, you can't totally rule out a run.
Right.
at this situation because you can still clock it and stop it.
Jake Adams, the deep man. Emmett Dodge, the up man.
Wheel.
Herbig will come back to the opposite side to Hoppy. Touchdown.
Oh, my goodness.
Jason Hoppy, a touchdown catch.
You know, his reputation is he's a glorified lineman.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? He just turned into a receiver, and a good one.
At the biggest moment of the season.
Well covered. Just a little too tall for Wojda. Wojda was right with him.
It was an initial look right by Herbig. There was a lot of traffic in that direction.
Yeah, here we go.
Comes back left and now going for two at home. Matt Harris will use timeout. 3.8 seconds left. Mukwonago trying to win it on its home field and collect its 9th straight win.
Yeah, here again. Great play call. Roll right. Sneak that tight end out into the corner. Wojda was right with him. Just a little too tall.
That was Mater on the coverage, and you're right, he was right on him. Had him face guarded a little bit, but had the body right there. It was the height of Hoppy, 6'4", to go up, get the football, secure it in bounds, get the touchdown.
How about the catchable ball that Herbig gave him?
So now the question, Dan, is do you go back as you have in these tight goal line situations, try to bang it in?
I don't think they can run what they were running.
Well, they can't because Stang is not on the field. It's Adams. So that's one factor. With Timmers in motion, Herbig will look in his direction as he came back. Herbig in trouble. Herbig throws to his right.
Oh, my goodness.
Adams.
I'll guarantee you that was not the first or the second choice of that play. That was total improvisation by Herbig. Wow. Not there, not there. Now what do I do? Whoop. Wow.
Adams able to get away.
Find Adams in the end zone. Wow.
Jake Adams, who's put some hard yards on tonight, he finally gets the moment. It comes on the 2-point conversion.
Arrowhead had everything covered except for the least likely end of that play.
Just a handful of catches for Jake Adams this season. Gets to an open space. Evan Herbig again showing poise, able to find him.
You know, yeah, and if you're Mukwonago, you're almost worrying that he's too open. He has too much time to think about catching that, but he did it.
So here, Mukwonago will kick with the wind at its back. And put it on the turf, try to run the game out. That way you can kick it through the end zone and make Arrowhead go Hail Mary.
Yeah, you take a chance on trying to kick it in the end zone and put it in number 4's hands? We'll see.
Deep kick.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot of ground that Arrowhead has to cover on one play.
Yeah.
No timeouts.
That's it.
Elijah Maripar has had himself a game, but the question is, will it be enough?
Either way, I'd get the ball in number 4's hands and make somebody try to tackle him, because he can make you miss.
One man can take it the distance. Maripar certainly can. Prevent is on for Mukwonago. 3.8 seconds left. Smith.
Lateral to
Hand
Parr.
off from
There you go.
Marpar. Marpar around the block. He's going to get stopped at midfield and toss it back in the direction of the lineman at midfield, but nothing further. Mukwonago on its home field wins and moves on to the quarterfinals in level 3.
You know, you're not going to find a better game than this game the rest of the tournament.
Celebration is on. Win number 10 means Mukwonago is moving on. What a finish, what a game. Clutch moments for Mukwonago on the final drive and then going for 2 to win it. A drive orchestrated by Evan Herbig, the junior who started the season as the backup quarterback, has carried this team the distance and did so once again tonight in a Mukwonago win. 36-35 the final score. Kudos to you, Mr. Brunner, for picking this one out.
Man. Oh, man. Like I said, there will not be a better game the rest of this tournament. What a shame somebody had to lose.
What a shame Arrowhead had to lose.
Yeah.
John Pearson is at field level with Evan Herbig.
Well, Evan, I'm exhausted and I didn't do anything tonight. The way this one went back and forth, and you guys have a style and they have a style, then you guys were asked to win in a totally different way. How did you put that drive together at the end?
I don't know. Our coach is calling great plays. Every person on the team is doing their part. It takes every guy to do their part, and that's what we did. And our coach calling great plays, and once we get momentum, it's hard to be stopped. And sorry, I'm kind of out of breath.
That's all right.
Yeah.
At the end there, it's just everyone does their job.
And the last 2 catches were guys that you hadn't really thrown to that much all night long. Was that you just had to trust that's the guy it's got to be? I know one was a play they called, but you had to have some trust in those guys.
Yeah, you got to trust every man on the field. That's how you get yardage. That's how you get it going. You just got to trust everyone. Everyone has to do their part.
The way your sideline is throughout the game, I know you're out on the field, but it's like a mosh pit. They're beating the daylights out of each other. The intensity, they keep beating up on each other. Does that add to your intensity as the night goes on?
Oh, yeah, I love our team. We're intense. Everything's awesome. It's great because once they get hyped, we get hyped. Emotion and energy, that really carries the football team.
And I do have to ask you, when the coach decided to go for 2, did it cross your mind, what are you, goofy, coach? I mean, it was just the easy thing would be to go for the extra point, the 1. When he went for 2, that has to say there's a lot of faith in you and this team.
Yeah, going for 1, you tie the game. It was a roller coaster the entire game, ups and downs. We didn't know where it was going to land. Go for 2, just get it done.
Okay, and now you got more work to do here. Are you kind of excited to go on from here? Just how fired up for you for next week?
I love the game of football. I'm so happy to play with these guys and keep going. Each week is a blessing. God gives us each day, and it's just you want to capitalize on every day.
Okay, there's a whole pile of people that want to see over there, so congratulations, Evan. Great job. Congratulations, and yeah, Mukwonago moves on in as thrilling a game as there is, guys.
And Dan, his comments spoke to what you knew about this team coming in and what Coach Mike Ganabach said to us this week.
Yeah, unselfish. And, and he just echoed that. Nobody cares about who gets the credit. They just want to get the W.
Evan Herbig delivering that W and on to level 3 for Mukwonago, which has won its 9th consecutive game at Hensler Field. He'll celebrate with his classmates, with his schoolmates, and with his teammates as well as Mukwonago is through. That will do it for us from Mukwonago. A Classic 8 playoff matchup turns into a Classic playoff game. A final score, Mukwonago 36, Arrowhead 35. Level 2 of the playoffs in Division 1. Level 3 awaits Mukwonago next week. For our entire crew, for Dan Brunner and John Pearson, I'm Patrick Reed saying so long. The proceeding has been a presentation of Wisconsin Sports Street.